Liverpool played in their final game of the campaign in a 4-4 draw to relegated side Southampton at St Mary's. In today's video, we'll of course discuss the 5 major talking points from the game, whilst going over all the latest transfer and Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Jurgen Klopp insists Liverpool will be Premier League contenders next season after ending an underwhelming campaign with a thrilling 4-4 draw at relegated Southampton. The 5th place Reds arrived at St Mary's knowing they had already missed out on a top 4 finish for the first time since 2015-16 season. Liverpool boss Klopp, whose side avoided defeat thanks to a goal from substitute Cody Gakpo and Jota's second, was happy to see the back of the 2022-2023 campaign, confident next term would be far more memorable. He said, "There were moments during the season when you thought this season will be 4 years long. Thank God for the last 11 games that helped massively, gave us a real boost, gave us a perspective, gave us a basis for what we have to do. That didn't turn into the best ever season, we see that, we know that. We are very disappointed about the fact that we didn't make it to the top 4. But there are moments when you have to admit that there are 4 teams that were better than us. That's the truth. We played a bad season, we come 5th. That is a message as well. Imagine we were our normal self, which we absolutely will be again next season, and we'll be contenders again. That's how it is. The last 11 games helped us to realise that again." Just a quick one guys, we do have Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going to copyclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. We also offer free UK shipping on all orders. Let's get back into the video. Liverpool are hoping to complete 3 new signings by the end of June, according to Football Insider. The Reds are prioritising deals for central midfielders, a centre-back and a right-back, while a backup goalkeeper is also being considered if Kelleher leaves this summer. The top priority at Anfield is bringing in multiple midfield targets capable of slotting straight into Jurgen Klopp's starting lineup. Alexis McAllister remains a top target and talks with Brighton over a move are reaching an advanced stage. Liverpool are growing increasingly confident that an agreement can be secured. Liverpool are working hard behind the scenes to get a number of deals done early in the transfer window so they can join up with the squad for the start of the club's pre-season tour. Klopp is pushing the club's hierarchy strongly on that front, with the German manager eager to strengthen his squad quickly to avoid any drawn-out transfer sagas. The Reds are targeting 3 new signings by the end of next month in a summer window that promises to be the club's biggest in recent years. Liverpool will be desperate to return to the Champions League next season after failing to qualify for the European competition this season. Klopp will hope that a handful of new signings this summer will refresh his squad and turn his team back into title challengers following an underwhelming 2022-2023 campaign. As we mentioned in the intro, Liverpool finished the season against Southampton in an 8-goal thriller as both sides drew 4-4. In this part of the video, we'll go over the 5 major talking points from the clash. Farewells for some and the others. Roberto Firmino and James Milner were handed a final Liverpool start before leaving on frees this summer. It didn't take long for the Brazilian to make his mark, a wonderfully composed solo goal coming inside a quarter of an hour to double the Reds' lead, but pre-game the acclaim for our departing vice-captain was on show too. A banner in the away end paid tribute to him, but it was far from a classic departure as he was somewhat bypassed in the centre and ended up at fullback. Elsewhere though, the lineups perhaps gave a pause for fans to wonder if another included names might be a waving goodbye. Kelleher started in goal just days after rumours suggested at least 3 clubs were keen on signing him, while Jurgen Klopp said he wouldn't leave unless a big bid came in. Kelleher couldn't keep out the first real effort he faced and certainly should have done better with Salmani as an equaliser in what has not been the greatest return to first team action for the Irish stopper. Kostas Tsimikas was another starter, and after his tears at Anfield last week, many suggested that he might be off, but his presence in the lineup was more likely due to Andy Robertson carrying a minor knock. A final day to sum up the season. Good in bits, irresistible in moments, but mostly stupid, irritating and forgettable. That was this 90 minutes, but it was also this season as a whole. One Liverpool were miles below their best for apart from a few select occasions, and one which cannot be repeated in terms of inconsistency, sloppiness or all-round lacking quality. The Reds were cruising here. Firmino left more than one player at their backside to roll home for 2-0 at that point. Against the league's worst team, there's only one way you expect this match to go. draw them further into misery, and make sure our own mentality and concentration is right. It wasn't, or even close, and if a dead rubber final match of the season is the excuse for this kind of performance, then simply put, there are too many of that type of player at the club. Still, at least there was plenty of goal-mouth action and we didn't end up losing. Setting the standards or just falling short. We've heard for years at how more than any others, Milner and Jordan Henderson set the standards for this club in training and performance level, preparing himself right and doing what needs to be done ensure professionalism matches ability and results in non-stop wins. So has that stopped being the case this year, or are they absolved of playing a role in dictating standards when the outcome is rubbish? In either case, it's not clear what Henderson really brings onto the pitch these days, with his technical and athletic level so far below which is required. His giving the ball up easy fashion for the fourth Saints goal was far from one-off occasion for this season. Meanwhile, Milner and Fabinho provided a pretty clear underlining of how badly things have gone wrong in the midfield this season, when they were both left no chance of playing catch-up after half-time, as Salama streaked away behind them to score his second and Saints' third. So many changes are needed in that area of the park, and this summer is enormous, we have to get it right. Optimism for the attack. So problems in the midfield and a defensive structure, if not necessarily their usual defensive quartet, which still has hole in it to fix. But in attack, there remains a reason to be hopeful. Somehow Liverpool played in a game in which there were 8 goals and Mo Salah scored none of them, with one effort hitting the post behind the closest he came to making it 20 league goals for the season yet again. Even so, Diogo Jota was gifted one and buried another, Cody Gakpo scored and almost bent in a brace, and of course Firmino gave us one final moment to smile at early on. Add in Luis Diaz still getting back to full fitness, the hope is that Darwin Núñez finds both form and a role in the team for next season, and there's still scope to think next term could be far smoother. Far more effective, far more consistent in the final third after a full pre-season in this shape, and some new faces joining in of course. On to summer days and Thursday nights. The end of the season, not as magical as Liverpool usually have, but perhaps as a necessary one given the extent of changes which have so clearly been required. What happens now is obvious, fans start to fume within the next 48 hours that 5 signings haven't been completed yet, or if they are, they will spend all of August fuming that another 5 aren't getting done on top of them. On a more serious note, the planning starts quickly, even as the players begin to go on their summer breaks. Hopefully the limited international action, some have qualifiers of course, but no tournaments means a long and much required rest for some who have looked well off the pace for too long, including some of the coaching staff maybe. And then, well, be back to pre-season and with the Europa League. We'll see if it's used as proving ground for kids, a run around for backups, or a competition to take seriously. Or more probably one of which to change priorities the deeper we manage to go. Enjoy the summer off, Reds, and let's hope we don't see another 10 months like these anytime soon. Liverpool fans, how many players do you think the club needs to sign this summer? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, we do have Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to copyclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Push.